So I'm here to talk about storytelling and how we have to also tell stories in terms of good craft, like follow a character complication resolution model, but then also start thinking about the deeper needs that stories can serve in the lives of our customers, or in the lives of our colleagues, or even in the lives of our managers. So what are the deeper human needs that a story can fulfill? It can fulfill a need for connection, a need for belonging, a need for validation, and a need for being recognized for what you do well. So we should not only tell them engagingly in terms of how we structure them, organize them, choose the right medium, but also try and touch on some very core human needs that only stories can go to. So I think a lot of us want to do purposeful work as communicators, and we want to be in companies that do purposeful work. And one of the main ways to be able to do that is to work at creating a culture that embraces this idea that you have a well-meaning purpose. What we do in our organization is we use stories internally to remind ourselves that our purpose is to tell stories that bring people closer together. So if we don't live that value internally, there's no way we can fulfill our mission. So what we do internally is we spend a lot of time as a group discussing what works and what doesn't, not only the work that we do, but what's going on in our lives. What is making you feel sad today, or what's bothering you? What are the struggles you're going through? And then try to live the purpose inside by telling stories, because I think stories are an incredibly strong tool to build culture. And if you have a purpose and you have a mission that you aim towards, then you can use stories internally of when the things that we do align with our mission, align with our purpose. And that will give everyone, I think, hopefully, give everyone the feeling that they are in it for the right reasons, that they're working on a bigger meaning, a bigger theme. So stories are a powerful tool not only for communicating externally, but for strengthening that purpose that you have internally. I would encourage them to find a way to let those stories come out and sort of be a facilitator for tough stories, even inside the organization, to surface. I'll give you a brief example just so I can illustrate this point. We're working on a story about a big company in Romania where there's a big disconnect between the workers in the factory and the corporate headquarters. So the workers went on strike, and the main reason they were angry about is that top management never came to speak to them. They never came to listen. So the workers didn't get a chance to tell their story inside of the organization, inside the company. So all the company needed to do is to find a way, find a forum, maybe an open forum, to debate not necessarily the salary demands, but what is it that makes those people unsatisfied? What is the story of their day-to-day life that managers can hear and understand better, and then see how they can fix them? And I think that once people get to be heard, get to share a story, then dialogue is much easier to achieve. So this is what I would recommend to any companies. One, find a way to listen internally to the stories that create tension, but even externally with your customers, with your stakeholders, give them a chance to tell their story. Not just complain on social media and Facebook, but ask them, how is this impacting your life? What is this thing you're complaining about doing to the things you want to achieve in life? Maybe you can help them, maybe you cannot, but you can earn at least some respect, if not more trust, by being there and taking in that story. I think that's sometimes a hard line to draw. I think where the line is drawn is when we also rush into the solution. So saying, we found this problem, we've identified it, we've discussed it, and here's how we'll solve it. I think oftentimes, even in times of crisis at a company, the honest answer is we're just starting to work on it. And that is a very unsatisfying answer, and doesn't offer a conclusion. But that is a more truthful answer than yes, this will be taken care of. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. This hurts us. This will take some time. This is gonna make us have some really challenging conversations internally, but we'll get there and we'll report back. I think that's more honest, and then doesn't take you into a level of spin that we're used to. The way we do this at the magazine is we could keep telling people why we think they should read us or consume our products, but what we actually do is that we try to find ways to listen to them why they are interested in what we do, and they might be very different reasons. So we just open up a channel for them to communicate with us, whether on social media or through emails or in face-to-face gatherings where we invite people, give them a glass of wine and just sit down and talk to them. We just listen to what they have to say about our product, but also about their life. And this helps, as journalists, this helps me, because if I know that people are struggling with financial literacy, then I know I need to do more about that. But this is helpful for companies too, because they can hear opportunities or hear ways in which their products or services are useful they might never have considered. So just open up a channel and just invite people in to talk to them, and don't sell, don't pitch, just give them a chance to speak. I think in the landscape that we're in, no matter who tells stories, is probably very aware that it's very difficult to have a satisfying ending, because things are going to change, our lives are going to be disrupted again, whether by events or by technology or who knows. So I think a good ending in the times we live in is an ending that empowers people to take some kind of action in their life, to make some kind of decision, to move one step further to whatever goal they have, without this necessarily meaning that they solved the problem or they brought world peace or they fully came to peace with their digital reality. But it just gives them more agency and more power to do something in their life. It's not a grand conclusion. It's more of a let's see what the next step is and take it together.